Alrighty, the biggest question we're asking today is the rally over? Crazy week. We saw absolute explosions from the market over the last 7 days. It's been wild. Now the question is it over? We finally got an altcoin dip, a short one, not too long, but we did get an altcoin dip. Do we buy the damn dip? I think is the big question. Ultimately, guys, I'm here to answer your questions on Bitcoin, on what is the crucial levels. As you can see over here, we have RSI on the 4-hour reset. We do still have higher low. We are in support trend, and we have two major plays that we can get in from here. Bitcoin topped out at 21,500 on the last move. We then started to get a pullback. Right now, still in trend. Do we break that on the next push up? Very important. We have midterm elections tomorrow. We have the stock market currently rallying up, crypto market not following the stock market as we speak. Is it delayed? What is going to happen? We have Dixie collapsing. We have the 10-year yield collapsing. And we have a few altcoins on special. FTT. Should we be buying the FTT dip? Very big question. Solana. Should we be buying the Solana dip? Guys, we finally have the specials again. Let's go through Bitcoin. Let's go through all the altcoins. Let's have an absolute massive show. James, hit the button.
Click. Have you heard the news? What? With his finger on the pulse, it's like Sheldon knew. Click. When the sniper shoots, we got Sheldon on the charts, so we never lose. Enter the sniper. Sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper. He marks the charts right. Enter the sniper. He's calling the cycles. So enter the sniper. Click. Time to be dedicated. Sniper mode is activated. Explosions in the market are in target, and Sheldon demonstrates. Mirror on the wall. Master Sheldon tell us all. We got Sheldon on the charts, so we never lose. Enter the sniper. Sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper. He marks the charts right. Enter the sniper. He's calling the cycles. Enter the sniper. Click. Enter the sniper. Enter the sniper.
What's up?
Hi, James. Yeah, you want to
Good
be cheeky
morning.
with your little duck, or what is it? Your
It's a good way to start the week.
So I'm gonna leave, James, and then you can run the show. Is that cool?
Next week.
Next week.
Actually got something to do
okay,
right
I'll
now.
give you. Okay, fine. No, but you don't. Rand's not here. You're free.
No,
You're
I'm
a free
busy,
man.
man. I'm
The
pretending
boss,
to be
the boss
busy
is
here.
not here. The boss is not here, bro. Come on. What's up, everybody? If you're brand new, smash the subscribe button. If you're part of the family, smash the like button. I hope you all had a fantastic weekend. I hope you're all having a fantastic day so far. So, guys, first thing, if you are joining us, remember we have the competition that's running right now. Going pretty well. I had a pretty good weekend. I think I am sitting 4th on ByBit, and I think I'm 5th or 6th on BitGet. I have entered some new trades, so it's nice to be over here. Here's me over here, Sheldon at Crypto Banter. Guys, remember, if you do want to join the competition, if you have a look below here, you got to be using one of our exchange links, our ByBit or our BitGet. You do get up to $8,000 of trading bonuses on BitGet and 15% discount on trading fees. If you're an active trader, the trading fees make a big difference. And then you got the ByBit as well, up to $4,200 of trading bonuses. We have OKX as well. Fantastic. And I heard a little rumor that we're possibly going to be having a trading competition there too. So remember, guys, if you are looking to open any accounts, use the links below. It supports the channel and also gives you many different benefits, as in our Discord. You get the VIP section if you're using one of our links. The Discord is free. If you use one of our links, you get the VIP section. You get trades. You get tons of things. Please go support my YouTube channel, guys. Please go support. I had a video that's dropped that's currently doing very well. I appreciate all the love, all the support. I decided to take you back to where I was 3 years ago. Go sign up, go subscribe to the Sheldon the Sniper channel. Go watch a video, go comment, show lots of love. It's really cool. So let's jump in, guys. Let's have a look what's happening right now. Oh, okay. So this is sort of where we want Bitcoin to be holding as we speak. Now, we did break through. And for me, the gap, I'm not seeing tremendous amount of selling volume from that area. But obviously with this whole FTX and all of that, it's weird because, we have the stock market doing pretty well. I think if we look at the stock market right now, slowly raging up, and this is getting to the major trend line. It's quite interesting to see if we do break this trend line, because if we do break this trend line, the next targets are pretty big. And, even though we've had quite a crazy year of stock markets going down, if we do break this trend line and we finally get our first real higher high on higher time frames, it's giving us around 10% to the all-time highs, which will be quite crazy. Imagine we get to all-time high territory in this year. It would be wild. Now, guys, I'm saying this again. I don't think the damage is done. I still think we have to go through depression. I still think, things are not going to be the greatest early next year. November's always been a big month for us. And so far, things are working well. But I still see one major leg within this month, within the next 2-3 weeks. And then I seriously think we got to start protecting ourselves, start getting out, taking some profits and preparing ourselves for way cheaper coins. I don't think the damage is done. I don't think we full bull territory just yet. I can say I don't think we understand how big this leg could get and how quick it could happen. But I do still feel we got to work on those take profit strategies going up. Let's learn from previous. When the weekly stochastic RSI, when these higher time frame RSIs are at the top. And that's why I'm saying I don't see too much just yet. We'll speak about the levels and where we're thinking we can go next. But ultimately, if we do look at Bitcoin now and we look at the weekly and we look at that stochastic RSI, we are reaching a very critical stage now, and it's basically saying another week or two of bullishness, and then we do for a few weeks correction, not only just a little short-term correction. This could take a while to get down, and you could be looking at January, February, March, these sort of areas that would be possibly buying back. Now, I want to explain to you again the power of us getting a really good exit. We work our butts off for the entries. We've been working weeks for our entries. We got the entries and the markets are now starting to play ball. Look at MATIC, absolutely ripping. And it's the same thing now. We're going to strategize and we're going to work our butts off for the exits. Once we got the exit, there's going to be a great opportunity to build some more tokens on your portfolio. If we can sell at a reasonable rate, for example, Bitcoin goes to 25, 26, we end up getting some good sales. Bitcoin ends up going back to 18,000 and we buy back. You've just built 40% more Bitcoin on your portfolio. And I think that's ultimately, you need to understand one thing. The market offers you dollars on the way up and it offers you tokens on the way down. Always remember that. So don't be afraid on this next push and this next rally to work on an exit strategy. You're going to get back, but ultimately you're looking at a strategy of how do I build my tokens when the market has the next correction. And I've explained to you guys many times before I get into the lower time frames here, this stochastic RSI has never lied. It's never lied. It's always given you the areas of where we're getting toppy, the area, not the exact number, the area. And it's always given you the area on when you should be buying back into the market. So keep it simple throughout this process of understanding. There's not much left on the higher time frames, but there will be a great opportunity to prep again and to build. And we did go through the market cycle as well, the emotion market cycle. And for me, anger was 2-3 weeks ago. And for me, this is that little relief leg up. And then I think there's a slow drip that happens over a few weeks, and that's where the depression falls in. So let's be the community that has money. Let's be the guys that have cash to buy when the depression comes in, when everyone is depressed and crypto Twitter is terrible again and everything's horrible again. Let's be the community that is ready and hyped. We've learned a lot and we're coming a far way, guys. So let's jump on quick. So the way I'm looking at Bitcoin now is the two scenarios. I do think we bounce currently where we're at. We have our 4-hour stochastic RSI, which has just hit the bottom. And if we do hold the areas, and I'll show you which areas are important for us to hold. Firstly, we got the support trend. And this support trend is really good right now by closing. As long as we are closing above the support trend, it's showing that the momentum we've been in over the last few days, a few weeks, we still hold that momentum and we continue that momentum. And as long as we can continue that, it's just showing higher lows and ultimately higher highs in that way. So the trend line is the one important thing. We do have the RSI, which is reset, and we do have a higher low as we speak. So ultimately, we want this RSI. We want a good bounce in this area. And we basically want to confirm that it's still a higher low. And ultimately, we're chasing the next levels. Now, secondly, if we go and we zoom into this current wave that we are in, you basically remember the Fibonacci tool. And I'll be teaching you guys this quite often. Right now, this should be an impulse wave. The impulse wave is when you have a big leg up, small leg down, big leg up. That's usually when we're in a clear directional market. And right now, we have had a clear sort of sign that it's been a straight up market. And in that market, you're always going to have a bigger leg up, smaller leg down. And the way you basically monitor that is with your Fibonacci tool. So remember to take your fib, on these waves, and it's going to help you with buying, guys, because, you know, I do use the trend lines quite a bit, but I want to show you guys the two different strategies. You either got the strategy of trying to buy the pullback and trying to get the low, or you're a confirmation trader where you wait for the trend line breaks and these sort of things. The benefits of both is, you know, confirmation trading, you know, you are a little bit more accurate than buying the bottoms, but the bottoms, you obviously get better entries. So you basically want to incorporate both. But ultimately what you're doing is you're taking your fib from your bottom to the top of the wave, and 618 will always be the areas that we retrace to if it's a bullish momentum leg. And you could see literally how Bitcoin came straight to the 618, and we are currently getting a bounce. So you want to use that 618 tool for you to buy in on tokens that you've missed the pump, you've missed these sort of areas. Plus you have a trend line of the area of where, you know, Bitcoin should be protected. Now, well, where it's still safe and where it's still running in the upwards momentum. So right now I'm still falling on this counter over here. As I said, guys, I'm not crazy. I'm still bullish for the leg up. I still think we get to these areas. I do. I don't think, you know, I think we smashed all of this hard work over here. You know, I think we'll pay off at some point. And the reason being is there was so much resistance here. The main thing is we cracked the wall. Now, even though we're getting a temporary little pullback to this area, we cracked the wall. We broke the very critical area, which was really good. And for me, where we stopped, there was no real resistance as we speak. So for me, it's a temporary pullback, and it's still a healthy pullback. I think with the FTT and FTX and these sort of things, it maybe made the markets react in a sort of way. But for me, I'm capitalizing on my last altcoin buys. This is probably my last buys, to be honest, for the leg up. I'm not buying anything after this. When it's higher than this, I'm not buying much more after this. I'm taking advantage of this, of what I missed. And right now I'm using the same tool on a lot of the altcoins, and we'll go through those shortly. So for me, this is my last area to add to my bags for this last wave up. And then I'm focusing clearly on taking profits and where I'm going to be getting out of the market. So right now, 618, that's healthy. And next target for me is still 22 to 23,000 on Bitcoin as we speak. Now, what we do have is let's quickly have a look at the dominance. So the dominance, small little push up as we had the little correction. It makes sense. Every time the market goes up, the dominance is coming down. Altcoins are flying. And when the market comes down, the dominance is going to go up. So the altcoins ultimately have the bigger range. They're pumping 30, 40%. They're pulling back 20%. Get used to that. That's the current range that we're in right now. That's why it's very important. Don't chase the pump. Buy the 618s. Buy the 618s. Wait for the 4-hour stochastic RSI to hit the bottom. Keep learning, guys, as we continue this momentum. But right now, it looks like the market wants to bounce in this area, and it looks like the dominance wants to make its way down. Now, the last few things that we are paying attention to here is the 10-year yield. You know, we have the midterm elections tomorrow. I think it takes a few days for them to obviously count the votes and stuff. So I think this week is still green. I think this week's green, possibly half of next week green, and then I think we start getting to some red. But right now, we're looking at the signs of a lower high from the 10-year yield. And ultimately, that can give us a lower low. If we can have the same leg that we basically created over here, and we can have that same leg over here, ultimately, that can be enough to get Bitcoin and to get the altcoins an extra 20, 30, 40% up from here. And then we'll basically see at those levels. I still think this 10-year yield's strong. I still think it is bullish. So remember what I spoke about, an impulse wave? I'm basically looking at a correction and then a possible another big wave going into next year of the 10-year yield spiking up. And it's very similar to the Dixie. Dixie right now is still in that trend. We are officially making a lower high, which is really good. You could see previously when we made lower highs, we did tend to make lower lows. So ultimately from here, I'm looking at us break this, make that leg down. And then I still think that the dollar gets strong next year. I do. I think this goes up, and I think ultimately there could be another leg going into the early of next year. So it's just confirming again, you know, expect another bullish leg, but be prepared in that leg to start making some big decisions on your portfolio. I saw gold and silver and everything also had a nice little push on the weekend, which was good. Okay. Now, let's jump into some altcoins and let's start having a look. So I am definitely taking advantage of the Solana. Definitely. For me, the Solana hit came. I think I'm actually going up now. Percentages. Okay. I did have a little bit. I bought a little bit earlier, but I'm happy with this position. I have a very short-term Solana position. Solana started rocketing. We ended up going to $38, $39 on the weekend. And I ended up getting a really good trade. I managed to get this little green box over here. And I managed to get out of 38. And that's why on both the trading competitions, I'm currently sitting in the top 5 because I managed to get that one trade. It's crazy, guys. Guys have been fighting that log for the whole month. And it's crazy how you make one Chainlink. We're going to talk about Chainlink. That's the big daddy. That's the big one. Chainlink's the big one. But it's crazy how guys fight. You see how I fight for one entry, guys. One entry, one trade. All of a sudden, I'm in the top. And I'm planning on continuing that simple momentum and that simple strategy throughout the trading competition. I love the guys that are here. I see there's a few guys here. I am coming to win, guys. I'm coming to win. I'm going to win the BitGet and ByBit competition. Like that's Sniper's going to win. And then guess what? Straight after that, we're going to drop the Sniper school. Yeah. Exactly, because then it's your time to become snipers. So for me, guys, Solana's still in trend as we speak. It's closed officially in. Small little weak thing. For me, a short-term or decent long on Solana here. We will see if we break the high of the previous move. But I do think Solana from this area over here, we do get back to 36, 37. I think there's temporary news, temporary FUD. And we got to learn with these things that either they're opportunities, like people panic out in this, guys, and it's actually bad. You know, panicking out through these times is really dumb. So I'm actually focusing on buying fear throughout these times. And it's very similar to the FGT, which we'll go through now shortly. So for me, we didn't have the opportunity to buy Solana late last week. And now you have an opportunity to buy it shortly over here. I'm still thinking Solana, for me, seriously, I still think that we did get to the top range of this area of around $40. And that's probably where my next TP is again. And then there's one more around 42, 43. And then I think we go to $20. I really do. So for me, Solana, you want some temporary short-term gains. I would protect myself under the last previous low and keep eye on Bitcoin's trend. But for me, Solana's back in. Now, the next one we've spoken about many times. Cardano, again, I'm going through these guys, and then I'll take some altcoins from you guys, which if you guys want some different altcoins, I'll go through them for you. I'm just going through these because these are what I'm trading quite a bit at the moment. With the trading competition and these things, I've stuck to 2 tokens, the whole trading competition. Stop jumping. You don't know them. Unless you're tracking the coins for days and days, like you don't have to jump to all the tokens. Everything is very volatile right now. So stick to the same tokens. You don't have to keep jumping around. So for me, Cardano, guys, still out trend. We've had this pullback. We're at 618 right now on this leg. We are still outside of trend with the RSI on the 8-hour and the 4-hour reset. And for me, Cardano still goes to 55 to 60 cents. So Cardano, if you didn't get the entries, I won't be going much more than 41 cents adding in. But for me, Cardano is still one of them, definitely. Near protocol, same thing. Boom. At the 618 right now in our previous buy zone from last week. For me, this still goes to 3.6, 3.8. It still goes to those levels for me. So you could see I'm basically still looking at a possible 20, 30, 40% from the altcoins on this push up. And then, like I said, it's extra time for me. So near THETA, guys, THETA. We've been speaking about THETA. I had it ready for you guys, but it looks like it's just popped out. So if there is another opportunity of 1.16, 1.17 for THETA is where I'd be buying. I wouldn't buy it right now. I'd hope it comes back to the zone. But for me, THETA is still going to the 1.6. That's still my area for THETA, is these areas up in these zones over here. And then it is exit time for me. So THETA, hold on strong, guys, for those who have the entries. Let's speak about the boss, MATIC. MATIC ripping right now. There's our entries last week, guys. Guys, I know we've been through war, but holy shit, are we good when this market turns bullish? Like, our entries are phenomenal. And guess what? I've finally been through a bear cycle. Do you think I'm just sitting here and just repeating the same things? I'm getting better. I'm going to get way better, especially when it comes to bear legs. Like, I'll make sure we take profits these times, and I'll make sure we buy. Like, I'm learning a lot through those times. But when it comes, as soon as that bull side comes out, we're good. We're really, really, really good. So when it comes to MATIC, guys, it did crack this resistance. It's fighting this one over here. But ultimately for me, it does go to 1.5 and it goes to around 1.6 and it's exit time. I think we'll get it back around 90 cents at a later stage. But for me, no buying for MATIC, focusing on selling. And for me, 1.5 to the 1.6 zone. So you can see another 20, 25% I'm expecting from MATIC. I see the BNB token, I'm sure, is also ripping, doing really well. Let's actually quickly speak before I get into, okay, let's speak about this one. Okay, guys, you know when the train's about to leave and it's the last ride? For me, it's the last time that I'm focusing on a Chainlink entry. I think after this is going to be really hard. This right now is sitting right below that trend line. The RSI is reset as we speak, and it's hit the 618, which is really good on the 1 hour. Short time frame, I'm zooming in for the higher time frame breakouts. So for me, ultimately we were looking at $9 breakouts and these sort of things. Right now, Bitcoin's holding trend, and I'm looking at Bitcoin make a high from here. Nothing's changed in that aspect. And for me, you've gotten a pullback on Link now, a small little pullback. It's not pulling back much. Look at this. Everything else pulls back. Link strong. And remember where we are with Chainlink now on this major weekly trend line. Big one. So for me, it's still got legs. This is the rocket. It's still early. It's still one of those. And I think it's one of those that, we saw it with the Bitcoin breakout as soon as we broke that long-term trend. For me, Chainlink, the area I'm focusing on is $12 to $16 of TPs. But for me, this is early. This is early. I'm loading up as we speak in that area. I'm protecting myself under the previous 8-hour low. I'm mainly focusing on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin breaks that support trend line, I'll be on Twitter. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, guys. I've been posting a lot of charts. I've been getting a lot more active on Twitter. Then we'll focus. But right now, this chart looks insane. And volume hasn't even touched us yet. And I'm telling you, all of a sudden, news is going to come out. Remember what happens. The chart always tells you it's going to happen. And then news comes later and you find out why it pumped. The only problem that I have with fundamentals, I don't want to know why it's 60% up. I wanted the entry. You know what I mean? Then I can know why I made so much money. So the chart's telling you something's happening with Chainlink, and it's early and it's looking really good. Now, that one, definitely. And guys, the way to do this, if you want to be smart, if you do want to be smart, it's up to you. I know a lot of guys are like hodl. It's up to you. If you're really in this game for 5 to 10 years, like I'm trading the waves and I want to make a lot of money in between that. I don't want to have to wait 5 years to get the levels that I want. But if I was smart with this, I would take profits on MATIC, or I'd take profit on some of my bags, and I'll be loading up on Chainlink. Whatever's been performing really well and been growing your portfolio fantastically, I will start laddering out on those, and I'll start deploying in the ones I'm getting for the next move. When Chainlink makes the move and it runs up to where it needs to run, then I'll be getting out into USDT and preparing for build. But be smart. Be smart now. You've made money on some tokens, others you're waiting for. So ladder out the ones that made you great money, because at some point they will slow down and the others will have a nice little catch up. So I'd be doing something like that, focusing on that sort of strategy. The next one for me, which has broken, hardly pulling back, again, dot for me. It goes well. The next target for me is around $10. And after that, I'm probably all out at around around $12 to $14 is where I'm out. But same thing. If I made a lot of money on Chili's and a lot of money on some of the tokens, I am getting out. Like I did it personally on the weekend. I got out of some Render and Dot and Chainlink. Those were the ones I loaded up. So I made money on Render. The thing is with Render, there's news today. So I think it's possibly got one more push. Let's actually zoom in on the smaller time frames here. Guys, use these. Here we go. It looks like it's looking pretty good. So take this. If it's 35 more minutes. If Render does break this, I heard there's an announcement. Little bees are telling us. I think it will have one little push up. And I would TP on that push up. But this could be a nice short-term trade. Anyone in the competition or these sort of things. If the hourly closeouts out here, you'll get a nice little move. But then I'm out. I think Render is getting to that point now where it's running well. It's running on hype. Sell the news. It's very important to do that. It's done well and it's been ripping. But you got to don't get sucked in. Don't get sucked in. I am hitting one last ride on Axie. I made great gains on the first ride. Axie for me is still right under that major trend, which is good. And it is. So if you take your tool from bottom to top, 618. So Axie is one that I'm riding on the last leg. And I am taking profits around $11, $12. So that's a big 20, 25, 30% move on that. Next one, Fantom, 618. Boom. 618. For me, Fantom's catching legs now. It's looking pretty good. Started to get some momentum, started to get some volume, which is good. But ultimately, what I see it doing here is I see it breaking this little trend that we have coming down over here. And ultimately, I do see this going back to around 35 cents. So I'm riding the last little leg between 35 and 40 cents. I'm getting out of Fantom. But this is definitely one that's still got another leg in it and still looking really good. For those who bought Naka, who bought PBX, Scallop, hold on. These things are looking good. They're starting to catch some momentum and starting to catch some good steam on the small caps. We actually have one more, which I'll bring you guys tomorrow. I have a team busy telling me about this other coin that I haven't really heard of. Next one, Doge. Doge, important. So Doge obviously ripped, and for me, it hits a key area. I still think there's hype around Doge. I still think that there's a possible another strong leg, especially if there's another leg from the market, from Bitcoin itself. And ultimately, the 20 cents is probably the major zone for me on Doge. Now, you got to be wary over here, because what Doge has done, especially if you're a Doge holder as we speak, you want to be smart. It's not that you don't want Doge. You just want to, you don't want to throw away profits, and you don't want to have an opportunity to build as well. But right now, it is hitting its last little support on the previous leg. Okay. So TA wise, it's a good buy for the last little push up. I would buy a little bit, 20, 30, 40% of what I wanted to buy over here. And ultimately the rest I'd buy in the breaker trend. And from here, I'd be looking at TPing 16 and 20 cents. Now, if it doesn't hold this level, and we do drop this level at any point, which I don't think we'll do just yet, but if it does, if it drops this low, there's a big gap here, guys. And you have the opportunity to buy Doge at around 8 cents. So the way I'll do it as an investor, if I'm a spot trader or a swing trader, I'll be looking for a possible entry now, break of trend, make some money. That's great. But if I'm an investor in Doge and I really want a good, Doge is a monster now, and it's something we used to say it was a shit coin. It's no longer a shit coin. I would seriously be waiting 8 to 9 cents. I'll put my limit orders in, because I think we're going to come test that at some point. Even if it's one more push up, I still think we're going to get it here. Now, reason being is, show you over here on the weekly. It obviously broke a really big weekly trend. Remember, I spoke about Chainlink. For me, Chainlink's here. That's where I see Chainlink as we speak. But for me, it has hit a major resistance, and we're still going to come test these levels. So 8 to 9 cents, if you really want a good Doge. I think Doge is still going to be one of the top performers next bull run, the real bull run. This is just a cute little leg. Starters, if we may call it. You'll get a really good entry, and if you want to own Doge, I'll be waiting for that and putting some limit orders. Remember, guys, you got to continue being very stingy with your entries. We got to learn from this now. Don't fall into hype. Don't fall into crap. Like, look at the chart, remove the emotions, and get your damn specials. Very important. Let's speak about the big one, because this could also be a really big opportunity. Now, I don't know why, but the chart always tells you something before it happens. Now, what happened with FTT is FTT broke the weekly. It broke it, and it started ripping and started getting some momentum, right? And then what happened was we never tested as support. And as soon as we broke out, we then had the news and everything with SBF and all of that. And all of a sudden, boom, straight into test mode. Now, yes, this is a crazy level for FTT. Now, it's quite easy to trade this, to be honest, because we have the lows where we've held before. Okay. Now, the crazy thing is, look how big this gap is. It's huge, right? These are areas we've come before, and this is where obviously the big guys have been holding. We've broken the weekly, and now we've retested as we speak. So for me, it's a no-brainer. I've bought FTT in this area, and I'm buying more. And ultimately, I'm protecting myself just below this area, which is around $20, is where I'm protecting myself. Because if we drop this level, FTT is coming down to $5 or $6. So it's quite crazy. But if it bounces from here, you have a damn perler entry. Now, are we going to learn previously when something goes wrong, we panic out? Because all of a sudden it gets bought up miraculously. How many times have things been bought up when things go quite terribly wrong? And it could. Now, if you protect yourself and you take a small 10% loss dollar-wise, you're going to have the opportunity of building 70% more of FTT. I don't think it's going anywhere. I think there's stuff happening there, and that's great, but I don't think it's going anywhere. It will definitely recover and get it's just too big, in my opinion. It's just really too big. But for me, this is perler. Like, I like buying panic. I like buying when people are shaken out of the market. And we got to remember that this did break a weekly. And yes, it retested. We needed some news or why it pulled back. But chart-wise, it was meant to do that. And right now we're sitting in this area. So keep FTT in your mind in that sense. I would take my money off the exchange. Yes. If that's the code, yes. I don't have any money in FTX now. But when it comes to actual token, I'm definitely focused on that as well. Gala Games, they got hacked. Are you going to look at it as a panic out, or are you going to look at it as crazy opportunity? Because it's back at our buy zones. Before we got that ripper, it's back over here. So I bought more Gala Games. I think Gala's still got another run in it. I think it's great. I am taking profits around 5 to 6 cents. So for me, it's a 70% sort of trade from where we're at now. But I'm buying Gala. I'm definitely buying Gala. That's one I've loaded up. Is Litecoin still going? Crazy. Arweave? What's Arweave still doing? See why you don't chase pumps, guys. You wait for the pullback. So Arweave is quite easy. You want Arweave, right? I do believe it's going to kill it. I do believe it's going to continue doing well. 618. Draw your fib. It's saying lower. It's telling you $12, $12.80. That's where you want to get it. Between 618 and 786, it's golden zone. So that's ultimately, it's going to teach you not to buy pumps, guys. It's going to teach you to allow the pump to happen, draw your fib, and then buy it when it comes to those areas. Let's go have a look at XRP. XRP, let's go take our fib, golden zone. Boom. XRP is still at 618 as we speak right now. Remember, XRP broke that trend, and I still feel it's very similar to Doge. I'm 70 cents. 70 cents for me for XRP is my exit ones. So you can see I'm not focusing too much on the ones that have ripped. I'm focusing on the ones that are still breaking major areas, but obviously, you know, still looking really good. The next one for our total degens. If you're not a degen, don't do it at all. SHIB, 618 right now. It's running with Doge. There's one more leg in Doge, and Doge bounces here. SHIB is 618 right now. It's at an area where it keeps getting bought up, and it does have this beautiful trend here as well. It's only trading, guys. I'm not holding this thing for long term at all, just to make some money. But ultimately, I'll buy a little bit here and buy rest in the breaker trend, and I'll take profit at the top. And if you do so, you know, it's 20, 25, 30% on those. What else? What else? What else? What are the other tokens? AVAX. Holding lows. AVAX is okay. I'm actually not even, it's not even that crazy. Guys, give me some of your tokens. What do you want? Pop in the comments. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? SHIB is better than Doge. Cool. So buy the dip. Chilies. Okay, let's have a look at Chilies. Put some coins, guys. I'll do some coins for you guys. So Chilies is still interesting for me because it's right here. Look at this trend line. So basically, it is like a cup and handle, if you want to call it. There's the big cup. There's the handle. And right now, it did have the little pullback with the market. But if it closes outside of this trend, it looks good. It looks good. I would focus on a TP strategy around 35 to 40 cents. I think it's going to rip because of the World Cup. So I still think it's really going to do well. But I won't be going. I'd only be doing it on spot, guys. And if you got really good at investment entries, I'll be taking on the way up. But I won't be buying investment entries now. Just spot, and I'll be swing trading it. Really good. DOT. I spoke about DOT, guys. I haven't spoken about okay, VET. Got VET. Then I'll do GRT next. Then I will do COTI. I haven't spoken about COTI in a while. I can speak about COTI. So this one, let's go have a look on VET. Where we are on the way higher time frames here. Let's see. Ooh, it's a long trend. Let me show you guys. So if we take this long ass trend, oh, who found this token? I love you. Look here. Okay. Why has VET been taking a little bit? Look at this. This is from the all-time highs trend, and we are literally breaking it as we speak. So VET. Nice. Okay. So VET. Carl, VET. I need to speak to my mom to this. VET, everyone. Okay. VET. So this little area over here is saying before basically 2.4, 2.6 investment entries, short-term entries, looks good. And ultimately your next target will be this area of 3.3 cents. And after that, we have one at 4.3. This is great. It's great trend line. Great long-term trend line. I will be taking profits though on at around 3.5, and I will be taking profits around 4.1. Looking really good. Cool. Amazing. Let's look at GRT. Let's have a look. GRT. Accumulating. Let's have a look. So we got that major trend. So this is probably the trend that's going to give us why GRT hasn't ripped too much just yet. So basically what it is it's broken trend, and it's currently in, it's actually quite easy with these, because what you do is now we are no longer in that sharp downwards, but we are in the range. So we are in this like sideways range, if you want to call it. So it is taking, the way you trade these is you always dollar cost at the bottoms. And right now it's showing 7 to 8 cents is your bottoms, your DCA levels. And you just got to be patient with this. The only time this really starts to rip is when it finally gets above the 13 cents, 14 cent mark, which is still big from where we are right now. So you would make quite a bit of money trading this token just range by buying 7 cents, selling 13 cents. But ultimately, when we break 13 cents, then you can see this big gap over here. that's when you can make your way up to the 30 cents mark and the higher levels. So GRT, it's more filling up your investment bag than anything. I'd only be trading it short term a lot when we finally get past the major levels. What are we looking at? Uni. Even sushi. Sushi is good, guys. Sushi is good. I'd only buy sushi at 1.5. So right now it's no buying, but I'll sell it at 2.7. So sushi, the gap, it's hitting in that gap now. And for me, 2.6, 2.7 is my areas to get out. I won't buy sushi now, but definitely if I got it in my bag, I'm working on the exit strategy, which is still big from where we're at. Uni is cool. It's just not breaking any crazy long-term trends as we speak. So it does show the potential of going to around $10 on this push up. But for me, yeah, if I got some uni, I'd be getting out around $10. I won't be buying this right now. It's not breaking any crazy trends just yet. So it's not one of my favorite ones. I saw we speak about A0. I see a lot of people like this A0. So if we look at A0 now, it has broken trend, and it's, chart wise, if you look at these patterns, it's good. Look at this. So we got here, there was our entries there. So well done who got those. But ultimately what's happening here is we've made the first higher high, and now we're retesting. So it's actually looking great when it comes to these over here. I would protect myself around 87 cents, and I'd be trying to buy this thing at around 94 cents. But it looks good. And ultimately, if you want to TP it, you TP it around 1.5, the same place that it's been going many different times. What else? Bitcoin Cash. Let's speak about Aptos. I'll speak about it, but I need Aptos to have more data. It's still too early for me to get some really good. I don't know enough about it just yet. So Rose, let's go have a look at Rose, see where this is sitting at. Oh, it looks crazy. Let's have a look to see where it's at. So it has made its first higher high, which is good. And if you work on 618 and where we're at right now, you'll take it from this bottom leg to there, bounced perfectly on 618. So this could be good. It's fighting one more resistance here. That's the current area where it's fighting. But after that, it's pretty big. It's a pretty big mover. So I'll keep an eye on this, and I'll chart it more in depth for tomorrow. But it looks pretty good. If you got it, I wouldn't sell it, if that's what you're asking me. Ape. Have a look at Ape. It's nice when the markets are moving, guys. We can have a lot of time to go through tokens and work together. So Ape's cool. It's just busy in this pattern. So you could see this like accumulating sort of pattern. And you could see over here, ultimately Ape only explodes when it finally breaks this level. So right now it's in a stage where people are buying the bottom ranges. So $4.24 is where they're loading up. But you'll only truly get volume and a big move when it finally gets past the 5.6. So right now, like, it's not breaking any major trends. It's mainly accumulating under your investment side. Definitely around $4, that sort of area. Keep this pattern, guys. Just put the alarm on. Be patient. When it comes, it will come, and it will move really big once that does happen. What else? THETA I spoke about to watch earlier in the video. What else do you want me to do? Super. Let's have a look at Super. I'll do like 2 more, guys, and then I'll continue tomorrow. I'll do more for you guys tomorrow. Super. Accumulating. It's not breaking. Okay, wait, let's actually have a look here and see on this. Has it broken it yet? Not yet. So keep an eye on this trend line. Close outside this trend line, but for now, focus on buying around 10 cents. The accumulating where the bigger guys are buying. It's not really moving much. It just keeps down, test range, bounce. So around 10 cents. I wouldn't focus on this just yet for short-term trading, but dollar costing around 10, 11 cents makes sense. ADA spoke about. Go have a look, guys. It's an EGLD. Have a look at EGLD and what this is doing. Okay, let's clean up. Let's jump to the higher time frame. Whew, can't believe where it's at. It's actually crazy. Not really out. So this one as well, same thing, guys. It's basically doing the the sideways range. So there's your top of your range. There's the bottom of your range. Nothing's happening until we break either. So whales we can see people are buying around $40. It doesn't look too good on the weekly. It could go a lot lower. So, keep an eye on this next leg up to possibly start exiting your EGLD positions, because it looks like on the high time frame, it can go to around $20 on the next depression stage. But for now, focus on that. You'll finally get real volume once we pass 65. Then we can look at areas of around 86. But as we speak, 65 is where you exit. 40 is where you buy. That's currently what it is doing. Cody. Okay, let's have a look at Cody. Okay, same thing. Guys, you can still see not all the altcoins have moved yet. So that time can still come very much. So Cody, 8 cents is your buy-in. And your top range is basically 13 cents. So that's it. You can either buy and sell the tops, or you can just accumulate as an investor here, and you'll actually truly only get the real move once we're above 13 cents. Then the gap is 18 cents after that. Many of those. Okay, so I see Dent, I see Algo. Guys, I'll go through all of these tomorrow. I just wanted to go through a few for you guys. Let's get this pullback. I got my entries for now. Find what's cheap, find what's good. If you got balls, you're buying FTT. Vet, I really like Vet. Vet's looking really good. And let's see where we're at tomorrow, guys. Smash that like, smash the subscribe button. And I was going to dye my hair, guys, but it didn't happen. Bitcoin is supposed to close above 21K weekly, and it closed 20,900 is what it closed at. So if it does it this week, then I'll dye my hair green. I'll have green hair, no problem. Run or fight with me, because I'm supposed to finish sniper school. I see I'm flashing on this camera. But either way, guys, have a fantastic day. Please go watch my videos. Go follow my channel, please, because I have the chosen ones dropping soon. And I think you're going to be very surprised what Sniper's been doing in the back end. Extremely surprised. Have a great day. I love you all. Let's make lots of money. Much love, man.